Oh, whoa, whoa. It's too creepy, man. It's too much. It's too much like a movie. Welcome, everybody, to the Bob and Katie Show.
I'm Katie. Hang on, let me do it again. I'm Katie.
And I'm Bob.
Sorry again.
This quiet time thing really ain't so quiet, is it?
No, she goes in there and she performs during quiet time. Lately, she performs, man. We split them up into separate rooms, and it's basically like nap time, but they don't have to take a nap, and they get to have a tablet, and they can play games or watch a movie. And lately, she's been watching Frozen 2, and she's watched it so many times now, like, she knows all the words. I heard her in there yesterday just, like, quoting along with the movie.
Why you let her watch it so much?
And, well, we have quiet time, every Monday through Friday, or most days.
Yeah. So that's what she does during her hour of quiet time. She watches Frozen 2.
Lately, it's been Frozen 2. It was Zombies, the Disney Zombies. But lately, it's been Frozen 2. And she sings and she dances. And
So there's absolutely no nap that happens.
No, not.
Okay.
It's very rare. No, that's her performance time. But I've told her, because she loves to sing, and she's told me that she wants to have a band. She wants to be a singer when she grows up. And she gets shy singing in front of people. So I always tell her, I'm like, don't be shy. Don't be shy to sing in front of people.
Sing. Right now.
No, I'm not going to do that. But I'm trying to teach her so she
Home on the range. How's the song go?
I know how bad my stage fright is.
Just going to power through it. Just going to power through me trying to get you to sing. Look at you.
I'm just going to ignore you.
That's fine.
Oh, was I doing that?
Yeah. See,
What was that?
It's a little different when you have headphones on, huh? You can hear things like that. You were shaking and kicking your legs and stuff. Wow. That made me feel good on the inside. You know, all the times that we've recorded in the past, and I'll look at you and I go, stop kicking your legs. Because like something on the table's like shaking around. And you heard it that time.
Yeah.
And you still kept kicking and you were like, what is that? And it took you for a second to like catch on. That was awesome.
So I know everybody couldn't see while you were talking to me just now. Mm-hmm. All your little hand motions you were doing at me.
Yeah.
But let's talk about some hand motions. Because just earlier, I look over at you and you look like you're having an invisible conversation with somebody. And your hands are like flailing in the air. I thought you were mad at me or something. I was like, what are you doing?
I wasn't even in the same room with you. In my mind, I was in a completely different place. You know what I was doing? I was being a nerd. When I know that we're going to podcast, I think about it like I'm fixing to go out and play in the NFL. Like I think about like, well, what are we going to talk about? What are we going to do? Yeah. Like I have a playlist. I have a playlist of music that I play.
No, I get that.
Like I just try to pump myself up. And one of the things that I do is I think about people who do podcasts, like people that I admire and that I look up to and that I think are incredible. And like, I think about shows that I've listened to. I just try to get myself in like a talking podcast kind of mood.
I believe everybody has a workflow. No matter what you're doing, whether it's working, hobby, whatever, everybody's got that workflow. Everybody's got that, routine, your songs, whatever it is that gets your blood moving, your go juice, your creative juice, whatever it is.
Well, I'm always trying to shape that. When you go back and listen to like a lot of our first episodes, it's really bad. It's bad.
Yeah,
they are. It's really bad.
They really are.
But you do get better. It's like exercising. The more you do it, the more reps you get, the better you get at it. And it's fun and I have passion for it and I like it a lot. And I'm always trying to figure out what I can do to my quote unquote workflow to make it better. Yeah. The other night we looked at an Instagram live feed thing of Kevin Smith and he was just in his office talking and he just talked to himself.
Well, he wasn't talking to himself. He was talking to the audience, the viewers.
Yeah, but he was just looking at the phone and talking for like 15 minutes, and it was good. It was intriguing. I can tell you right now that if I just pick my phone up by myself and talk into it for 15 minutes, people...
Oh, it's not going to be nearly as interesting as Kevin Smith. That man's a storyteller.
He's a genius. It's incredible.
Whether you love him or hate him, he's a storyteller. I'm sorry, I totally interrupted you.
No, you're good. Well, one thing that I've seen him do a lot is when he talks, he moves.
Oh my God.
He shakes his arms around.
Hand gestures
He's
are
all
out
over
of
the place.
control.
You do it too. And I was sitting downstairs and I'm going through ideas like, what can I do to be a better podcaster? What can I do to be more intriguing to you? What can I do? And then I started thinking about that video we watched. And I was like, why does he move his arms so much? He really gets into it.
So were you like, I'm going to move my hand?
So I was thinking about it and I was like,
while we're talking,
if I do
and
this,
I'm going to just grab her attention.
It's weird. It's weird.
Because she's going to be Oh, look, we're circling back around. Maybe that's the whole thing with the nail polish. Now I need to just do the hand gestures and flash my nail polish at you seductively, remember?
Oh, I was like...
the earlier conversation we had?
You know
or
what?
was that from the other podcast we recorded? Am I getting
It was.
confused?
That was from another podcast and you completely took... I was like... Did we talk? We didn't talk about that.
We recorded a Patreon episode before this. That's right. Okay. My bad.
So if you want to know what seductive fingernail polish stuff she's talking about, just go to the Patreon episode. I don't know what it's going to be called. I haven't edited or listened to it or anything, but it's going to be the one released around the same date as this. And as of right now, until COVID-19 is out of our lives, all Patreon episodes are free. So go to patreon.com/The Bob and Katie Show. All right, now, what were we talking about? Flashing your fingernails?
Oh, I think I interrupted you again.
No, it's okay. We're just going to keep going. We're going to keep going. It's fine. But yeah, that's what I was doing.
So you were purposely going to flail your hands
I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to do it out loud. I mean, not out loud.
No, I'm talking about, were you planning that out in your head that you were going to try to like intentionally use your hands? Have more hand gestures?
No, I was just pretending in my head to be podcasting and I started moving my arms because I was thinking about it. I was like, what does that do? Like, why is this a thing that so many people do? Because I don't do it. I normally just sit still and maybe that's what's wrong with me. Maybe I need to do more things like this. It's uncomfortable, but perhaps I should try it. While I'm talking, I'm just putting my fingers in your face, just moving around.
For me...
It makes me feel active. I noticed that.
I believe I'm not good at using words. I feel like I'm not good at communicating my thoughts effectively all the time.
You know, that's one of the things you need to be a good podcaster.
And so I think that maybe that's why I use my hands is to try to be more expressive, since I'm not really great at just using words.
Sure.
I don't know. It makes good sense to me. You have this tendency where you constantly your brain is just always kind of...
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Off in its own
That's why I don't sleep
world.
that night. Yeah. Yeah.
You'll be sitting over there thinking... I have asked you before, I'm like, what are you thinking about? And you're like, oh, I'm coming up with this idea for this movie in my head. Mm-hmm. And you tell me about it. And you've told me... And I'm like, oh, that's a great idea. It's
I don't even make movies. I just do it for fun. I make a movie.
You were just daydreaming. But you do it a lot.
Yeah, I do.
So now, and in between, like, me seeing I thought you were angry at me for a minute. So now I'm like, over the past 15 years.
Yeah.
Just since we've been together, we'll just go 15. How many times have you been in your own little world and I got upset because you're not here with me?
And that happens a lot. There's a lot of times I'll leave. Like my body will be there, but me, I'm gone.
Checked out.
Yeah.
Nobody's home.
I'm not going to say it's a talent because I don't do it on purpose. Like I can't do it on purpose. But when I do it, it's effective. It's effective in a big, bad way. One of the most noticeable times is when I watch TV. If I really get into a show or a movie, the TV could be 10 inches big. And in my mind, that's all that I can see. Mm-hmm. I don't see what's beside me.
You get tunnel vision.
I don't hear things. And I mean, like, it's extremely effective. You've yelled at me before. Hey, did you hear me? And I'm like, no, what's going on? What's happening? Yeah. Oh,
That's
yeah.
what I'm saying. Like, how many times have I gotten angry at you because you didn't respond and I asked you a question?
So that's what you
And
saw.
I'm sitting there going, a jerk? Is he just going to sit there and ignore me?
Yeah, that's that 100%. That's what it is. And that's what you saw downstairs. I had left for just a little while. I was gone. My body was there. I was so far out in these thoughts of like why people move their hands so much that I just unintentionally started moving my hands around in real life and not in my thoughts. That's what you saw.
This is opening my eyes. This is eye-opening information here.
You know I'm crazy.
I mean, I know that.
Yeah, you do know I'm crazy.
I know that. But I'm figuring you out. I feel like I'm one step closer now. But I just realized we are about to celebrate our 13th wedding anniversary in a couple months.
13 years.
And I know we've talked about our story, how we met, how we started dating, you know, getting married, blah, 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 blah. We've told all that. I just realized that there is a question that I'm dying to know the answer to now that I can't believe I've never even thought to ask you.
All right. Ask me. Shoot.
When we got engaged, there was no like, oh, he got down on one knee and there were doves and planes. I don't know.
No,
there was
didn't.
nothing like that. You got drunk one night and accidentally told me about this ring.
I thought I was asleep.
No. You were on the verge of going to sleep or passing out or something.
Yeah, okay.
And you told me that you had bought me a ring. You were still paying on it. Anyway, I'm not going to go into all that. But it never occurred to me. Did you have a plan? Like, you had bought a ring.
Oh, you mean like what was how was I going to ask you to? Yeah, because it didn't work out.
In a perfect world, if things had worked out according to your original plan.
I've never told you.
What was your original? Like,
are you sure I never told you?
I know about the ring and everything concerning the ring, but you never told me anything about, oh, this is how I was going to go about asking. Like, I've never even thought about that before. Because our story, it's ours and it's odd and it's different and it's unusual than how most people have done things in life. But it's ours. And so I've just never questioned it. Until now.
So I remember I had quite a few ideas because that's the person that I am.
Are you going to tell me all of your ideas?
No, I don't know if I tell you all of them.
So now
but
that we're so many years later, is it still going to be as relevant?
Okay.
I'm going to hush now.
If you want me to tell you, then you have to promise me something. Okay.
What?
You be completely honest with me.
If it's stupid?
Yeah.
Like if it's really bad?
Yeah. Yeah. And I promise I will tell you exactly what I was going to do.
Okay, tell me.
And then you have to tell me if you would have liked it or not. Because I mean,
I'm like, is it going to be cheesy or is it going to be amazing?
Okay, it was going to be very.
Like we're opening Pandora's box.
In my mind, it was going to appear to be very spontaneous, unplanned, and like stupid. But there was like this. You know how like sometimes things are so stupid they're genius? That's sort of what I was going for.
Okay.
All right. So there wasn't going to be doves flying or anything like that, but it was going to be, I thought it was going to be so epic in its simplicity that it was going to be great. During this period of our life, I was playing music. So as soon as I bought this ring, I was like, okay, I got to play a show somewhere. In between one of the songs, I was going to say something about, oh, you guys having a good time? Just do that thing where you get people to scream and yell. And then I was going to, all right, quiet down real quick. Check this out. This is going to be, are you ready? Everyone's going to be real quiet. I was going to drag it out. Like I was going to say, are you ready? Or get everybody to shut up. And then I was just going to look down at you and I was going to go, hey, Katie, you want to get married? And that was going to be it in front of like, a couple hundred people.
And that's when I pee my pants. Oh, I feel like my face wants to turn red now just thinking about it. You know what I mean? Like
everybody in the room,
and everybody goes,
yeah,
yeah.
And I think at this point in my music, at this point in my music career, I definitely would have been able to book a show where there would have been 100 to 200 people. Like I could have made it so that we packed it out.
Really? falling.
So I think that's probably how I would have done it.
It seems appropriate for that period of our lives.
Another thing that I thought about was trying to find a Ferris wheel and doing it at like the top of a Ferris wheel. Because I've seen that in like movies and stuff.
Oh, that's really sweet.
But I was nervous because I think both of us are scared of heights, and I didn't know how that was going to pan out.
Didn't we find out recently you've never ridden a Ferris wheel? Or am I confusing that with something else?
I think you found that out. I've always known that.
So would it have been your first Ferris wheel ride?
Yeah, it would have been
you
my
would have.
first. What if I would have
dropped
dropped the ring? That was what I was scared of. Because
oh no,
that ring I was buying you was not cheap. It was a very expensive ring. And if I would have dropped it, we would have never seen it again.
Aren't you glad that's not the one that I lost in the ocean?
Oh, that makes no difference. I mean, you had that ring. You've had that ring so long. I would have honestly rather you have lost that ring than the one that you lost, because I feel like the one that you lost had although it was a much cheaper ring.
I can't talk about it.
The story.
I'll cry.
I was wondering how long. I was wondering how long I could talk about.
I'm gonna get teary.
That ring before you started crying, because I really do feel like, although it was a much cheaper ring, the story wise, it had a way better impact than that nice one.
I told you I was gonna cry.
I still got to buy you a new ring. Ugh.
Why you say ugh?
Because the world's burning down
like
around us.
It's not a good investment. I mean, I've stuck around this long.
No, I was just thinking. No, that was me. I don't know
if I can invest this much in her.
I would have to go into a jewelry store, and there are none. There are no jewelry stores. Oh, yeah, you can't go
ring shopping like today.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Oh,
and
no.
even if I found some like rogue jewelry store that was still opening.
Rogue jewelry store. Be like, this didn't come from no K's, okay? Yeah, no. This came from Dave's jewelry store.
To hell with the government.
It's in a shop. It looks like a house.
We're opening up, baby. We're going. We're selling these rings. We're moving these diamonds. We're moving. We're shaking. We got to keep this business going. Yeah, you can't. Even if there was a rogue diamond shop where I could go in and like get a ring, do I want to? No. What if other people had their fingers in them rings? People are dying out there right now. I'm not doing that.
No, I don't want no coronavirus rings.
No corona rings. And what else could I do? Like order you something off the internet? I don't want to come to my house either. Any packages we get over the next few weeks, they stand outside for like 14 days. Right on the front porch. We invested in one of them Ring doorbell things. We can watch them. Anybody comes up, take them. We'll see it. We'll get them on photo. It's not like we order expensive stuff or anything.
We'll just Lysol them down before we touch them.
Can't be wasting Lysol.
The other day I was, cleaning up after lunch or something. And usually the kids, whenever they want to help, I'm always like, sure, yes, you can help me clean. And usually I'll just hand them a paper towel or a wipe, a clean and wipe or something, and go, okay, here you go. But nowadays I'm like, ooh, we can't be wasting these.
Why don't you go get a shirt and pretend to be cleaning?
Yeah, like I was cleaning the downstairs bathroom yesterday, and Reagan's like, "Can I have a paper towel with cleaner on it?" And I said, "No," because I was like done. I was like finishing up, so there wasn't anything left that needed to be cleaned.
Right.
And I never tell her no when she asks about stuff like that, and so she looked at me like, What the heck?
You don't want me to clean anything?
And then I said, baby, I was like, right now, I was like, we can't waste like the cleaning wipes and cleaning supplies. I was like, we just can't waste them.
Yeah, we're not sure. We're not sure, sweetheart. But
I was like, I've never had to question before whether I'm going to be able to buy Windex again or not.
I don't, baby, I'm not sure. People think someone might have ate a weird animal and now we don't have toilet paper. So.
Did you see that story I sent you?
Oh, about the truck. Open it up. Open it up and read that story.
Okay, the headline is simply, truck carrying toilet paper crashes, burns on Texas interstate.
No, is that a joke? That's not a joke, right? Is it confirmed?
No. It says a tractor trailer hauling toilet paper crashed and caught fire. Sorry.
Come on. Come on. You're supposed to be a professional. Why is your phone not on silent?
Sorry.
You read a story.
Near Dallas early Wednesday, spilling the hot commodity all over the interstate.
So
officials said.
we're in the middle of a toilet paper pandemic, and there are balls of burning toilet paper just going down the road.
Yes!
This is like a movie. It's like a movie we're in.
Like, no, when else? I'm sorry.
Put it on silent.
I'm turning on silent.
What do you do if you know people saw it happening? Did anybody run out there and try to get toilet paper?
When else in history has a toilet paper truck
made the news?
Made the news, yeah.
Crazy. It's crazy.
But yeah, we're in that place right now. We're in that place that we're like, no, not the toilet paper truck. No.
It's a very odd time. I'm going to take your electronics away. How in the world are you going to start talking to your watch while we're having a podcast?
I'm so sorry.
I go to talk to you. You look down at your watch. Yes. Yeah, I have a human in front of me right now, but I want to talk to my watch. Are you kidding me? I don't even know that. There was literally a toilet paper truck on fire, and we were talking about it. And I don't know what you have going on in the electronic world over here, but can you join me for 30 more minutes maybe? You know, that's something about our marriage as well. Every now and then, you'll get wrapped up in these text messages in your phone. I've seen you burn food while you were texting.
What? When?
That thing that I do when I watch TV, you do it with your phone. It's like you're having a conversation with, I don't know, a friend or something, and you will I watch you type sometimes. I can tell when you're having one of these conversations, and you know that I can tell because I'll ask you, I'll be like, what's going on? Your chest will stop moving so much. Your eyes, they kind of they get a little bit wider, and then you stop blinking, and you're just looking at your phone. And your thumbs are...
It's because I can't see things up close.
I know. I see when it happens. But we have this wonderful story to talk about, and you're often... I don't know where you... I don't even want to know what's going on in that message because I'm sure it's something private. I'm sure. The way I saw you look at the screen, and I know whatever's on there, somebody would be very upset if you said it on this podcast. Am I wrong?
Not that one.
You had 2 conversations going on?
Yeah.
So you were having 2 separate text message conversations and a podcast with me?
Yeah.
And then you were like, I don't know how to communicate with words. Are you kidding me? Wow.
I'm not really communicating very effectively. I'm juggling right now.
You literally looked into your watch and said, yes. I was like, what?
See, that's not effective communication.
I love you.
A one-word reply.
I do. You're but hands down, one of my favorite people in the entire world.
One of?
Yeah, you're one of them. It changes. Sometimes you get mad at me, and then one of the kids will move in the first place. It could bounce. Staying on the subject of the virus. One of the most unsettling things for me, because I have to go out in the public. I'm the one that has to go to the grocery stores. I'm the one that has to still go to work because I'm essential. I am essential to the world, according to the government.
That. Ugh.
But you are too, because according to the, all of these things they're putting out, podcasting is a source of media and entertainment, and it is considered to be essential. So what we're doing right now, this is fun. It's fun. You and I aren't necessarily social distancing because I can touch you. But I guess that doesn't really matter in our situation because we're in the same house. But I guess studios would have to do something a little bit better, get longer microphone cables or something. I don't know. Anyways, the point is we're essential. I'm essential. I have to go out in the world and do things. And one of the most unsettling things that I've noticed so far is a combination of 2. One, people wearing masks and gloves. And what bothers me about that is it's starting to not be odd. And that's a strange thing. Just 2 months ago, 3 months ago, if I saw someone wearing a medical mask in public, I'd be like, ooh, what's happening? But the other thing that's happening on top of the masks and the gloves that, like, when I hear it, I go, this is like a movie. A lot of businesses now will play messages over their speakers. Please remember to wash your hands frequently or stay 6 feet apart from each other. Like, I hear these messages go off and I see people walking with gloves and face masks, and I'm just like,
It is. It's like something out of a movie. I can't believe that it's become commonplace for us to see that and hear that kind of stuff just in everyday life.
Right. Do you remember that movie? I think it was the first Planet of the Apes movie for the new ones with James Franco.
Yeah.
And at the end of the movie, that one person died in that room. And it started with him having like nosebleeds and stuff. And then at the end of the movie, you saw like an airplane pilot walking through an airport, and a drop of blood comes out of his nose, and then he gets on a plane. And then they show this map of the world, and it's
oh God, I remember that
sending
now.
whatever that sickness was
Yeah.
all over the place. And I'm like, oh, whoa. It's too creepy, man. It's too much. It's too much like a movie. It's too much like a movie. And we, as a people, are still not reacting the right way. I don't know what the right way is, because I'm just as confused on all the information as everybody else in the world is. But we're not together. Like, there's people out in the world that either A, are far too heightened for what's happening, like they're just way overboard. And then there's these other people that are like, oh, this is, just like the flu. And they don't care.
Mm-hmm.
And it's making it very difficult for us, I think, as a people to fight this problem.
Mm-hmm. Well, anytime you're not united on, moving towards one common goal, the process is going to be drug out, regardless of what you're trying to accomplish. So all you can do is what's best for you and yours.
Yeah. I mean, like, for me, I do feel like I don't have too much to worry about. So I can understand these people out there that are acting that way. But my
it's
fear,
hard when life comes to a screeching halt.
Yeah. My fear is me getting something and giving it to you or the kids, or God forbid, one of my parents.
Oh my God, I would be so mad at you if you give me coronavirus.
But there's a lot of people out in the world that ain't thinking that way. They're just not thinking that way, and it's gonna hurt some people. Like, we got to be careful. We really, and it's. I believe that we're gonna be fine. I believe we're gonna pull through this. There's a lot of, there's a lot of poor souls out there that haven't made it. There's a lot of people that have passed away, and I feel bad for them and their family. But I think as a whole, we're gonna get through this. And I believe that so much that it's allowing me to look at the situation differently now. Just a week ago, I was kind of like, I'm not sure about all this, But if you just look at it knowing that, hey, we're going to be okay. We're going to get through this. It is something else to watch.
It's fascinating.
Yeah.
It's definitely fascinating.
It's hands down the most iconic thing that I think I've ever witnessed in my life. And I was alive during 9/11. Real quick, before the social media world just unloads on us, I'm not saying that 9/11 wasn't important by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just saying
it was impactful to us here.
Yes.
This is impactful for the entire
global thing.
World.
It's weird.
Yeah. The impact is far more.
They closed Italy. When I saw that happen, I was like, whoa.
When you start closing down countries, like, yeah, things is getting real.
I was really happy. I talked to my dad the other day. I did something that I know they noticed about a month ago.
Parents?
Yeah. About a month ago, I called my parents because I just really felt like I knew we were going to get to this point. And I was like, hey, is everything going cool there? You guys, you're watching this story, you're listening to it. And they had heard about it, but they really didn't, think too much of it. So I started calling them like every other day and just talking to them, and just going, hey, I want you to be careful. I want you to be careful, be thinking about things. And the other day I talked to my dad, and I could tell. He's like, he's paying attention now, and he's into it. He's using the dark side. Yeah, he's using the hand sanitizer and stuff. Like, it made me feel really, really good, because this thing could mess up older people. And I want to make sure my parents are fine.
They have 2 people in their household that work at the hospital.
Yes. You know what? Big shout out to Rusty and Courtney for working in the hospital and continuing to go to work.
Our niece, we got to take a second to brag on her. We've
Yes.
bragged on her before.
Let's do it.
In fact, we just recently bragged on her. Did we brag on her for getting her first job at the hospital?
I'm not sure, but do it again.
Anyway,
Do it again.
she is 18, and she is a nurse. She did like nursing in high school and got credits, and she's in college right now for nursing, but she just got her first job, her first real job ever, and it's at the hospital as a nurse, and she started right at the beginning of all this coronavirus stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm so proud of her, but at the same time, I'm like, she's only 18 and she's going to work out there at this hospital.
She's at war. She's a soldier.
The hospital she works out is a decent sized hospital. The exposure rate there. I'm just
Where we live, there's a hospital
I
close
just
to
want to
us.
hug her and keep her tight. And I know every family member who is out there is feeling the same way.
There's a hospital close to us that we can get to in like what, 20 minutes?
I'm so sorry. Yeah, like 15, 20 minutes.
And if something really crazy is going down, I'll drive past that one to get to the hospital where they work at. I mean, like it's when you
When
say
we
that.
had Reese, we drove past this. Louis,
Well, I just wanted to make
passed
this
this
clear
one.
because I have a lot of respect for that hospital, New Hanover County. That's a good hospital. It's only relatively small to bigger cities because it's not a huge city, but it's a great hospital. But these people are, these nurses, these doctors, and you can't forget that there are people working in the hospitals in like the cafeterias, the janitors, the people that clean the laundry, the people that clean the floors, the people that have to go in and clean the rooms after people leave. There's a lot of different types of people doing a lot of different jobs out there right now that are putting their lives in danger. Because you don't know. We know that this virus affects older people, but it's taken out everybody.
Yeah.
There's been a baby, a 17-year-old. There's been a bunch of people. There's been people in their 20s, people in their 30s. I mean, like it's taken out all types of people. So you can't just assume that you're going to be okay. You just can't assume that. And even if you were hell-bent on thinking, I'm super healthy, this isn't, if I get this, I'll be fine. You still don't need to be a jerk and spread it to other people.
Yeah.
You got to be careful out there. There is one good thing that came out of this whole quarantine yourself, don't go anywhere situation. And that is we got to learn about the Tiger King.
My goodness. Like, you just can't make this stuff up. You just can't. We started watching it, the first episode, and it got over with, and we're just looking at each other like, my goodness, can you believe what we just watched? We watched the second episode.
Try not to give too many spoilers away.
I'm not. I'm just saying, we got the... I'm so excited I can't get words out. We got done with the second episode and I was like, how is it continuing to get more crazy? Because I don't know how it got more crazy from the first episode to the second, but I tell you with every episode, it don't keep getting more and more crazy. And then it ends and you're like, what did I just watch? What just happened? You feel like you went through this experience and you're like, are these people real?
Yeah.
What in the world?
And Carol Baskin. Woo!
If you haven't watched it,
woo! Her husband.
Let me just say you will be entertained.
The first husband. Is she married now? Did she marry? Okay.
Oh, yeah. You think that dude sleeps well at night?
No.
You know he's got to know.
No.
Because she seems all nice and sweet, but he has seen the real her. He has probably seen her mad.
What if the husband she's with now really didn't know a lot of these details until she started talking about some of this stuff on this thing, and then he watched it and he
I thought you said
wait. What do you why are the cops looking into this now? Because you read that story today too, didn't you?
Yeah, I read that because of this documentary and I don't want to give away too much for anybody who hasn't seen it yet because it is still relatively new. But yeah, the I think it was the sheriff where she's at is going. He's hoping to get new information.
Because this thing's so popular.
He's like, if anybody has any information, please come forward so we can reopen this cold case. But I don't want to give away too much more.
No, I get it. I get it. What a wild ride, man.
I have found myself just sitting and contemplating these people and I'm like, for days. We finished it a couple days ago and I'm like, I can't believe this. I can't believe what I just watched.
You know what I'm excited about? Tonight. All right, so I'm off work today. I mean, I'm sort of off work. I got some stuff I got to do, but I'm off work. We planned a whole day of fun things. We did a bunch of fun stuff with the kids earlier. We're doing a podcast, and tonight we're going to have movie night. And we're going to watch the new Sonic movie with Jim Carrey. And I'm
pretty
very excited. They put it on Vudu. And you could buy it with the Blu-ray. So I buy it. Click. Take my money. It's okay. The government's going to give me more. We're supposed to be spending money. And I'm supposed to buy a movie.
I don't know what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to spend the money. We're supposed to save the money. I don't know.
I need Blu-rays and toilet paper. Come on, 7. So,
oh my gosh.
Anyways, I go, yeah, why not pay? Because it was like $20 for just a digital copy. And it's in Vudu now because it was supposed to be in the movie theaters. But no, can't nobody go to the movie theaters anymore. But for like $3 more, I get the Blu-ray too. I was like, yeah, let's do that. Pfft. I buy it. And then I get a message that says, expected delivery date, January 2nd. And I look at my watch. Yes. And I'm like, is Vudu playing an April Fool's joke on me?
Right? Because I know. I just literally thought that same. I was like, well, it is April 1st. Maybe it's a joke.
And then I went, oh, wait, this movie isn't supposed to come out for like a year.
It's still supposed to be in the theater.
It's a different world we're living in. Weird little things that this virus is changing is out of control. Out of control.
Yeah, pretty much all the movies, I believe, that were in theater, you can have early access to and buy.
I've predicted some things with the virus that have come to light. I don't want to get into it, but like it's one of the things I've been doing. It's like, oh, what if this happens? What if this happens? And one of the things I predicted, I was way off base on. It's like, this is going to be the perfect time for podcasters. We're going to have more time to record stuff. We're going to have stories. We're going to have information. Like this is going to be big. They just released the stats and there are more episodes coming out right now than any other time because people are trapped at home. Mm-hmm. I mean, I was talking earlier about Ming Chen from Comic Book Man. He is podcasting almost 24/7 right now because they're isolated. He's in New Jersey. He can't go anywhere.
Oh, man.
But the other statistic that came out was the listenership had dropped by 20%. So there's more content coming out and less people paying attention to it. And I went, how is that possible?
Everybody's watching Netflix.
What is everybody doing that they stopped listening to podcasts in a time where you can't go do anything? And then it hit, oh, people aren't driving to work anymore.
Oh, you're right.
There's a big assortment of people who aren't going anywhere, which means they're not in their car listening to podcasts. And I thought about it and I went, oh, shoot. The only reason that I'm still listening to the podcast on the normal is because I'm still commuting to work because I'm essential.
You said that so proudly. I'm essential.
I am essential.
And I'm proud.
You're essential. I think the most essential people, though, are the ones on the front lines. These people that are going to the hospital. I mean, I would be scared to death. Be scared to death. Mm-hmm. So everybody that's not doing that, I don't know, stay home, hang out with your family. I can't quote where this came from, but I also heard one of the weird things that this is doing is our, as far as crime rate goes, our crime rate is down. Like across, pretty much across the board. Our crime rate's down.
I wondered about that.
Yeah, because anybody out there do anything. But domestic violence is up.
Because everybody's staying at home together.
Yeah. Oh.
Everybody's trapped at home. Like, God, get away from me.
Yeah. Corona flipped the switch. It was like, let's find out who's got a good marriage. Put them in a box together for 14 days and see how it works out. Guys, statistically, look, first of all, I I want everybody to understand we're not making light of the situation. We're just talking. We're just having fun. But if you happen to be one of these people we're talking about right now, you know who you are. You know things are rough right now at home. You know the things that are going. You're not ignorant. You know what's happening. Please don't hit your spouse, okay? You don't want the cops to have to come to your house because you and your significant other are fighting with each other. They need to be doing far more important stuff, you know? Stop being mean to each other. Hug each other, you know? And if you're getting that upset, go to a different room. You can go outside. You know, you're allowed to leave your front door. We have a backyard with a big fence. Go outside. Do something productive. Do something fun. Don't fight each other.
You said like you say you're using us. Like,
yes,
are you
please,
feeling
God,
the
Katie,
need to
go
escape
outside.
me? Like, if you feel that way, you go right on out in the backyard. I ain't stopping you.
Put some tents out there. Go on a camping trip. Go stay in the house and watch Tiger King. Trust me. I don't even know if it was a good story. I don't even know if the storyline was any good. I was literally just sitting there.
I was just mind blown the whole time.
Every time a new character would come, I'd go, first of all, I can't believe these type of people exist. Or that came out really bad. When you see someone that eccentric, you go, oh wow, that stands out. But there were so many eccentric people.
Yes.
And they all knew each other and mingled together, and it was odd.
After I got over, my biggest lingering question was, how did all of these people find each other?
Yeah, you made a good point. I think in the last episode, there was a scene where some guy pulled up in this weird dune buggy car. It was green and had skulls all over it. Do you know what I'm talking about? And it was an older dude, and he looked insane. But by that point, so many crazy things had happened in this show that when that dude rolled up in that car, we didn't even ask any questions. We were like, oh, this is probably normal.
Like this one guy, every time he gets interviewed, he's just sitting there petting a monkey while he's talking to you. Like, and it's and he's probably one of the least weird ones.
This one fellow didn't even have a shirt on the whole thing. The whole thing, he did his interview without a shirt on. It's like, bro, where's your shirt, dude? Where's your shirt? Could you imagine? Like, I don't like taking my shirt off in front of you, you know? When like a lot of times, it's a lot better now because I've lost a lot of weight. I'm getting a little more confident with myself. But like, you want to go some adult time? I turn the light off before I start taking my shirt off. I don't want you to see me without my shirt on. What if I take my shirt off and you're like, ooh? What if you say that out loud one day by accident?
But think about all the people that's been on Netflix and now he's that guy. And people will remember him. So is he dumb or is he really smart?
I don't know.
There's no such thing as bad I can't say it. There's no such thing as bad publicity.
I don't know. This is the cancel.
Or that's what they say.
Cancel age or whatever they call it now.
I believe there is bad publicity.
Yeah, I tell you what. Old Weinstein got some bad publicity. Now he's in a jail with coronavirus.
Ain't nobody feeling sorry for him either.
You think
ain't not one person sitting around boohooing for him.
No. Do you think the doctors are kind of like, we'll see what happens? I tell you this: if wherever he's at, if there's a ventilator shortage, he can get a ventilator.
Just take his.
If someone, because you hear those stories about them having to make decisions.
Oh my God!
If they have to make a decision and it's somebody in prison and the other person is Harvey Weinstein, the chances are he's not getting that ventilator. Because I'm not going to end up on Twitter being the dude that saved Harvey Weinstein while somebody else lived. No way. The area we live in a place called Brunswick County. And when I say this, I'm not downing anybody, but I feel like a lot of people here weren't taking it as seriously as maybe they should have. But we're in a pretty wide open area. We don't live on top of each other like people in New York.
We in the country.
And the other day, the news hit that COVID-19 took out Joe Diffie, the country singer. And I'm wondering, I wonder if Brunswick County's going to jump on board now. Cause I think there's a lot of Joe Diffie fans in Brunswick County. You know, there's something people like about a pickup man, right? Or something women like about a pickup man. Is that song he sung?
Mm-hmm.
He sang the, oh my gosh, the show with the aliens that we watched, Third Rock from the Sun. He's the one that sang the intro to that song, right? Or to that show?
Oh God, I can't remember.
I'm pretty sure he is. That's him. Like, it's weird. I saw him in concert one time. And now he's gone because he got COVID-19. It's a strange time we're living in.
Yeah.
One thing is for sure. Hearing about the statistics about domestic violence going up, if I had to be quarantined with anybody, I'm really, really glad it's you.
Oh, yeah?
This might be groundbreaking for us. You and I, in our entire marriage, I'm sure that we've gotten loud before, like when we were upset, but we've never really yelled at each other. You know, we've never put our hands on each other. We've never hit each other or anything. We've never really had like one of those
He's saying, but now is the test.
big argument fights that you hear couples have sometimes. Well, I mean, I'm still essential, so I'm not here. But if anything, like if it really does shut down, that might be when we test it. You and I get stuck in a house together for 14 days. Maybe we'll have our first fight. And
what?
And I'm nervous because you're
being ridiculous.
I'm
right
not being
now.
ridiculous.
You are being ridiculous.
I'm just saying, it's you know, our marriage might need a good test. We had a good test last year. Last year was rough. Whew.
Tell me, how good was my cartwheel that I did last night?
Are we done talking about COVID? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, you're going weird.
Reagan has been watching cheerleading and stuff, and I was like, "Oh, you want to learn how to do a cartwheel?" I was like, "Well, I'm not the one to teach you."
Yesterday, all day, she was trying to do a cartwheel, and I remember being a kid and wanting to do a cartwheel. Yeah. Oh my God, the hours that I spent out in my yard in the afternoons after school trying to do a cartwheel. I was kind of a chunky kid anyway, not athletic in the least bit.
I was not kind of a chunky kid.
I was never successful.
Most definitely a chunky kid. A lot of people, you know how this is how I could tell you for sure that I was a fat kid. Like, cause you know, sometimes people go, "Oh, I'm fat," and they're really not fat. I'll tell you how you know for sure. When multiple different people ask you to do the truffle shuffle, that's when you know you're overweight. Because a lot of skinny people don't know that crap happens to you in real life when you're a kid. When you're a fat kid, you're like, "Oh, you want to do the truffle shuffle?" It happens
that's so mean.
all the time. It happens all the time.
That's so mean.
All the time. It happens. It's been burned into my brain for such a long time that I literally have a shirt in my closet right now with the kid doing the truffle shuffle.
Oh, that makes me sad.
It's who I am. That's part of the building blocks.
So Reagan wants to learn how to do cartwheels. And I don't know why I didn't think about this, but you're like, "Oh, well, let's show her YouTube videos." And I was like, "Oh." Well.
That's because I'm not the one. I'm not the one to show her how to do a cartwheel. If I try to do a cartwheel, my arms will snap.
Well, I learned how to do a cartwheel as well.
I don't know if you realized, I think you thought I was picking on you, but this is what really happened. I watched the video with her. You were watching it, of this lady teaching how to do a cartwheel, and I looked over at you and I was like, "You've lost a lot of weight." And I looked at the girl and I was like, "Katie, you could totally do this cartwheel. You could totally do it." I know that it seemed like I was trying to intentionally get you hurt, but I promise that was my thought process. I looked at that woman on the TV and I looked at you and I was like,
that lady was like a gymnast or something.
You don't understand how good you look and how much weight you've lost.
I do not look like a gymnast.
I looked at you and I was like, "You totally do this. You totally do it." I said, "Katie, show her how to do it." And then I was like, "Turn the fan off. We got to turn the fan off because your feet are going to hit this fan for sure. Because we're in the living room doing it. We're doing isolated gymnastics."
I didn't want to try it. I was scared I was like, I already know good and darn well because of all my practice, and then I can't do a cartwheel. But I had to try. And you were like, try it. Come on, show her how to do it.
I'm just egging it on. I'm like, "Yeah, do it."
Well, and I didn't want her to be scared. So I was like, "See, Reagan, watch. It's easy."
And I'll be damned. You did it. It didn't look like hers. I'm going to be honest with you. It kind of looked like...
My landing was a little rough.
You know, when she did it, it was very smooth.
Fluid.
Right?
It's very fluid.
When you did it, it was kind of like, imagine...
Could you try again?
Oh, maybe you need to calm down your electronics. Miss, I'm getting jealous over there, so I'm just going to interrupt the conversation. You need to get your Siri under control.
When you did it, it was kind of like if you put a baseball inside of a grocery bag and threw it up in the air. You know what I mean? But you did it. Like, you could play catch with a baseball in a bag, but it's just not going to be as smooth as if you throw it without the bag. Like, it'll work, you know? But you did it. You did. There was no way I could do it. I would have just hit the ground.
that moment that I was like going down, I was like, I can't believe I'm doing this. It's like I'm gonna bust my butt.
There we go. During the great COVID-19, Katie did her first cartwheel.
I know, I feel like my childhood dreams came true. I was
Yeah.
like, all those hours I spent practicing in the front yard, look, it paid off. I did it.
Find your laugh.
Find your happy.